Okay, hello, my name is Malvinshah. Now I want to explain about web security. Okay, next, the health architecture has to be pipeline, which is a browser network web server database. Which is the client side manage the web resource and dynamic browser action. In transit, connectionless protocol HTTPS, where the pipeline in encrypted cell ordering server like to handle user input database management and server logic and in X mediates as a reversal. Okay, yeah, this is for the it's not the programming language, but yeah, is for the structure, is for the style, is for it's for the programming language for behavior. Yeah, transiting the HTTPS, Nginx for the reverse proxy of that. The server side using a PHP and the database using a MySQL. Yeah, if respond correct, you're gonna get a 200 status. Yeah, after that authentication, yeah, process authorization. Yeah, the core question, what are you? The mechanism for the authentication is identify verification with password session cookie. The location is the process on the server side. Yeah, yeah. If the bad side, bad side always using a client side. Yeah, the browser in yeah browser recently not using this because this is dangerous. Next is authorization. Yeah, the core question is what can you do? Yeah, mechanism is access control, permission role, admin versus user. The location is always take place after successful authenticate. Yeah, authenticate. Next is the XSS threat matrix, which is there's three variation which one is reflected XSS, stored XSS, after that DOM-based XSS. Next is payload is for the reflected is HTTP request, for the stored is web server database, and DOM-based is client-side JavaScript. The execution for the reflected is immediately reflection in HTTP response. For the server involvement, is high. After that, the stored XSS is served to deny user upon to visiting the infected page, which is server involvement is high. Next is dynamic UI update trigger by user interaction, which is no server involvement there. And for the vulnerable application to return the malicious JavaScript to be like users enabling session hijacking or account takeover. Next, GSRF triangle of deception, which is browser network and web server, which is cross request forgery or GSRF is the server friendly trust support request because the legitimate session cookies is automatically attached by the browser. The victim acknowledgingly executes a step change action like password change, fund transfer data deletion, then is never intended. You can look into the illustration which is yeah to oppose malicious site into you can look into the illustration which is the attacker malicious site session token victim browser gonna give a post request into the target cell which is the attacker gonna get the transfer from this and redirect this to this. Okay. Next is web server. Yeah, JSRF versus SSRF, which is, yeah, JSRF is client to server and SSRF is server to server. Okay, and JSRF is user authentication cookies and SSRF is server internal network privilege. JSRF is manipulate user account and SSRF is access hidden internal service. Okay, next is local inclusion or, yeah, or LFI and path traversal. Yeah, local file you can access this file. Yeah, yeah, in parameter of the website or type of it. Yeah, you can access it by comment, like maybe you can combination the pattern visual with the local file intrusion. Yeah, this is the encoded one. Maybe the browser can, yeah, the server can know how to read it better than this. Yeah, if the Windows one using a backslash. Next is SQLE skeleton. Yeah, this is a payload. This is the default. Yeah, the usual payload like this. Commonly there is, yeah, what is it? Yeah, yeah, this is the usual payload. The single quote, yeah, because basically break the user input, expect data boundary, treating the subsequent text as executable SQL. And after that, there is override or 1 1. In computer logic, 1 1 is absolute, mathematically absolute, and the value is true. Yeah. After that, the erasure, the command syntax is slash of the reminder of the query, password requirement rendered entirely invisible to the database engine. Okay, next is SQL injection variant, yeah, which is so many. The first one is basic SQL that you see before, yeah. Take the OR, yeah, like this. Take OR1 equals 1, which is true. Basic SQL is directly logical override of the query. After that, the visible data dump or direct bypass of the authenticated gateway. Yeah, you usually using that in the login page. Union-based SQL because, yeah, for the query using union, so like we can inject the data structurally met with legitimate page output of the tuple boolean SQL, which is, yeah, return the request with the true or false. Yeah, like this, it's gonna be true or false. The, yeah, the answer from the server gonna, yeah, gonna give to us. After that, the blind SQL time base, which is using a sleep, yeah, like this. The poorly latency, like a 1 second delay, mathematically proved the inject statement was true. Okay, the root cause conversion, the SQL. Yeah, the whether the target is browser, file system, or a database record RSQL file is mathematically identical. The system treat untrusted user data as executable, logic, or safe through Google Path. There is, yeah, how to stop it. Yeah, this one is restrict the external source can execute JavaScript, and next is CSRF, create, yeah, unique token added to every state. After that, the whitelisting, yeah, whitelisting, scope everything, the validation of URL, and after that, the prepare statement like, yeah, separation of logic from data. Okay, next. Now we can to logic code mechanism like export from data, which is one is sanitize the data from the user, prepare SQL logic compile before, find the parameter, log user input in the shell, in that container. It's basically impossible payload to interact with the structural blueprint and execute the database process that shield box directly and with the exploit mathematically cannot execute. Okay, that for me. Thank you.